Hi, Jason Aled here, and in this video we are going to take a look at how to put a watermark in a Google Doc. Those of you that are familiar with Word will know that it's not that hard of an operation. In Google Docs, I have to chalk it up to the this should be way easier category, but currently this is the best way I've seen how to do it. So for starters, you're going to need to open your online Google Drive, and you can get there a number of ways. The URL is drive.google.com, and you're going to use the new button. And you can actually start a lot of adventures with the new button. And in this case, we are going to scroll all the way down to the More option, and then carefully slide our cursor over and select Google Drawings. In your Google Drawings, you're going to start out by creating a text box. Actually, backtrack. Let's name the thing first so we don't lose it. So I'm going to call this Watermark Example because that's a good name. We just want to call it something we won't forget. Now let's put in a text box. We can just click on that little icon, and then you can drag this cursor to make the text box the size you want, and then you can move the thing around if you want to also. And for our case, our watermark will be there to tell everyone that our document is a draft. So just go ahead and type the word draft, and it starts out really small looking. And if you want to make it bigger, it's really no problem. You can just double click to highlight it. Select maybe the biggest font that you'd like. If you want to make the thing bold, you can. We can center it by doing that. And then we have our nice draft. Now, this isn't going to be a good watermark because it is very, very dark, and we probably will have text going over it. So in order to change the color, we click on the little text color icon, which is the A that's underlined, and maybe we'll select a kind of light gray color, and there we go. Right now, that's hard to see, but when we print it, it will be fine. From here, I'm going to go back to my Google Drive, and I am going to open the document that I want to show the world is a draft. So here we have some words about a Cape ground squirrel, it looks like. This will be fine for now. Now, in Word, we would just be able to put the watermark behind this text, and unfortunately, that is just not an option for us right now. So you can highlight all the text by holding down the CTRL Control button and A on your keyboard. See, it highlights it all. And then we're going to copy it by holding down Control and C. And now my text is copied. I'm going to come back to my drawing document, and this time I'm going to put in another text box, but I'm going to make the thing huge. Notice it's going to go right over where it says draft. Then from here, I'm going to paste the text that I just copied from my ground squirrel document by holding down Control, CTRL, and V as in Victor, and that will paste the text. Now the text here looks pretty small, not to fear, we can edit it. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of that, and let's just set it at 14. So that looks pretty nice. Now we have our text. Everybody can clearly see it is a draft. Most of us don't like or are not familiar working straight out of a drawing document. I mean, it's kind of a bummer because here we have exactly what we want. But what we can do is open up a new Google Doc. And by the way, for doing a new Google Doc, you can just type the word docs.new into your Chrome browser, and it'll open a new one for you. And we'll let this load up a bit. And here we are. We're going to click on the Insert menu. We're going to hover over Drawing, and we're going to say From Drive, because we're going to bring in that one we just created. So there's my watermark example. I'm going to double click on it. We want to make sure Link to Source is checked, because if Link to Source is checked, that means that when you go back into your drawings document, any change that you make there will be reflected on this document. Basically what we're doing now, I'm going to go ahead and just click Insert, is this whole thing acts as an image. So I'm not able to edit the text here. But if I come back to my watermark example, I can edit here and those changes will be reflected. This tool would be best used if we just wanted to like print something and make it just really clear that it's a draft and people are looking at the piece of paper. It's not necessarily as effective if you're sharing this document because the text is just not active. But for printing something, this is a good way to do it. That's how you can insert a watermark. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.